What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we celebrate the month of August. We let it kind of go, we out to pasture, because today we're going to do a monthly haul for the month of August. We're going to celebrate everything that we added to the collection in August, and it was a great month. We added a lot of good pieces to the collection I'm really excited about. We've done a lot of reviews of some of the stuff that we've added, but today we're just going to recap every new thing that we picked up and added to our collection. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get right into it. Let's dive into what we picked up. What's up, guys? We're with little bit of a different view. We're going to be handling this. See, there's my hands. Woo! We're going to be handling this monthly haul a little differently because the focus for this is just going to be going through each title, showing you guys what we picked up for the month of August. If you watch the weekly haul videos, you probably already know what you're going to see, but, have a little fun, hang out with me. You also get a nice view of my kitchen table. This is resin over top of, we put some wood and there's license plates in there. Really cool. I actually love this table. I get a lot of compliments on this table. So you can see the reflection, though, of some things there, but it's you can also see my ceiling fan spinning back and forth, which is kind of interesting, but really cool table we kind of love. All right, I need to clean the table, okay? Deal with it. Anyways, so let's get into everything that we picked up for the month of August. We picked up a lot of really good stuff. I'm gonna start with Blu-rays. Actually, let's start with Arrow Video. Let's talk about everything we picked up from Arrow Video this month. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. And a lot more titles, but 7 items. So and I'm including box sets in that. So let's start with The Gruesome Twosome. This was picked up in our Hamilton book. Massive haul. We got a lot of good deals there. What I love about Arrow Video, and you can see, you get 2 covers that you can flip back and forth. Gruesome Twosome was a Hamilton book pickup, a movie I've never seen, a movie I didn't know much about, but a movie that I'm looking forward to giving a view to, in all honesty. Gruesome Twosome. We also picked up Ronin. It's a Robert De Niro movie, a little bit of an action movie. This actually came with the slipcover. This was also part of the Hamilton book haul, and this one comes with a really cool book that's got lots of information in it. Really cool stuff. Love when Arrow does that, when they put together these sets. You got the original cover right there. You have this recommissioned artwork on the cover there. Another part of the massive Hamilton book. I'm going to say that a lot when I talk about the Arrow videos. But you got Ronin right there as well. Now, Pray for Death. This is an 80s samurai ninja movie. Really cool stuff. This also comes with a nice booklet there for you to go through. Pray for Death, also alternate cover. I think that's the original cover of the movie. Other additional commissioned artwork right there. This one came broken. I was a little disappointed, but whatever. Small break. It's not that big of a deal. We can live with that. Pray for Death. We also picked up Wake Up and Kill. This is a film that is about Luciano Lutring. He committed 100 armed robberies. And this is a movie that's kind of based on his life. Again, comes with a nice book. We love these books from Arrow when they do this. Great stuff. Additional artwork is under this one as well. A Time to Kill. Terror in a Texas Town. Another booklet. Another pickup with the Hamilton book. Original artwork right there. Actually, I really like the original artwork. I think I like the original artwork more than I like this. I mean, this is from Arrow Academy, but I still consider that part of Arrow. You see a list of special features. That is Arrow, what they're known for there. And then finally, we did a separate review of this, but the Ringu collection. This comes with Ringu, Ringu 2, Ringu 0, Birthday, and it also comes with Spiral. And we did reviews of each of these as well as the whole collection. You should check that video out on my channel. That's the Ringu collection. We also have, and this is probably the one I was most excited about with Arrow Video this month. This is Flash Gordon. This is 4K UHD. It's Arrow Video. Look at all these special features, by the way. I talked about this during the review, but man, oh man. This was a really cool one. It comes with a poster. It comes with a 59-page book, and then it also comes with a 4K UHD. This also has a reversible cover. I won't show you that. The discs come with, it comes with stills, so you get all kinds of goodies with this limited edition Arrow Video. It comes with the documentary Life After Flash. This is a really cool set. I would highly recommend it if you can still get your hands on it. I know Arrow usually is pretty honest about their limited editions. They usually really try to keep them limited. So if this is one that you can pick up, this was a high recommendation for me. When we reviewed this, we gave this a 9 out of 10. This is a must-own disc, and I would say you should own this for sure. This is Flash Gordon. This is the limited edition, but even if you can only find the 4K UHD standard edition, I would pick that up as well, because this is really fun to watch, and this is the best I've ever seen this movie. Again, I said I'm not a big fan of this movie. I'm really still not, but it is at least a fun watch, to say the least. So, Flash Gordon, Arrow Video. That's going to do it for Arrow. So that is everything that we got from Arrow Video. Pretty nice month in terms of adding to our Arrow collection. When you have that many titles, that's a good month for Arrow Video. So now we are going to go ahead and get into our Scream Factory pickups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Scream Factory items with some additionals. I'll start with the ones that I picked up this week. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. This is the collector's edition. Comes with a really cool slipcover. Tales from the Dark Side was a great anthology series from the 80s, early 90s. Kind of like Tales from the Crypt, kind of like The Twilight Zone. Think of that. This movie, think of the Twilight Zone movie, right? Smaller stories added. Think of Creepshow. Actually, really think of Creepshow when you think of this. That's kind of in the vein of this, right? It's very Creepshow-esque. It's a lot of collected stories. You got some good stuff here. George A. Romero, Stephen King collab. There's some special features here. Scream Factory is usually pretty good about those. When we look inside the case, there should be, and there is, the reversible cover. I can't get the disc out. The reversible cover there, I think that's the original artwork from the movie. And then Scream Factory always kind of does what Arrow does. They commission these separate covers for your viewing pleasure. This is really hard to put the slipcover on when you got the camera hanging out here. Anyways, Tales from the Dark Side. Then we also, this week, Universal Horror Collection. So Scream Factory is doing a really cool thing. They're taking old Universal horror movies that aren't necessarily the Universal monsters that we know and love, and they're packaging them up in these collections, and they're releasing them 4 at a time. This is volume 6. It's the only volume that I have, but I want to go back and get the other volumes, and I'm sure you're going to start seeing them filter in as we have space to add stuff. And stay within our budget, because it's very important when you're collecting. Rule number 1 of collecting, stay within your budget. I'm not the best at it. I'll go over a little bit, but try and stay within your budget, whatever your budget is. Universal Horror Collection, Volume 6. It comes with a really, I'll show you this. Comes with a really cool booklet that's got stills. It's got some information about each film. Really good stuff. And then when we look here, how the discs are situated, they are 1 per disc, which is pretty important, because sometimes they'll try and jam these up and they'll put multiples on a disc. But no, this case, 1 per disc, which, you know, is all we could ask for, really. 1 per disc, and I love that. You guys, if you know anything about me, you know I love that. That's the Universal Horror Collection. We also got Candyman, and going back and rewatching Candyman was an interesting experience. As you can see, 2 different cuts of the film, lots of goodies on each cut. When we reviewed this, we did think that they did a better job of transferring the theatrical cut than they did the unrated cut, and the only reason being that some of the added scenes on the unrated cut, they just were blurry, they were soft, they did not look like 1080p resolution. It did not look like those were upscaled to 1080p. I could be wrong, but just from my viewing experience, that's kind of what I got. Take that out, you got the original artwork for the movie. Really cool stuff. It was very interesting to revisit this one in 2020, especially with what's going on in the world. Very interesting to revisit that. We also, this was part of the Hamilton Book Massive Haul. We got Drag Me to Hell. This is the collector's edition, Sam Raimi film. Great movie, if I remember correctly. Fun watch. This also has 2 different versions of the film. So like Candyman, you're going to get both the theatrical cut and the unrated version here, like a director's cut, you could call it. That's interesting. We're excited to get in and to give those a watch. If I pop this off, you get the original artwork for the movie right there, Drag Me to Hell. You know this is going to have lots of gooey guts and gore because it's a Sam Raimi film. And that is what Raimi want to do. Let's get that one back on there. Drag Me to Hell. Finally, with our Scream Factory, Shout Factory pickups, we got this Scream Queen double feature, which has both The Fog and The Howling. As you can see, I did not open this one up yet, but there's a little bit about both movies. I don't know what special features are on here, if any. There might not be any. It might just be the films themselves, but this was a steal. This was on sale at Hamilton Book. I think it was like $7, $7 to $9, something in that range. So I felt like this was a steal, and it adds to the Scream Shout Factory collection that I have. The Fog and the Howling. All right, now we're going to get into just what I would call Blu-rays that aren't boutique, but they're kind of interesting. I'll start with the one Steelbook Blu-ray that we got this time around, and that was Casper the Friendly Ghost, the 25th Anniversary Edition. Again, I said this in my last review, which I posted a couple days ago, but what I hate about this is that it's the glossy cover. I can't stand the gloss because that holds fingerprints. You can see it. Look, if the light hits them, you can see all those fingerprints. This thing is a fingerprint collector. If I collect physical media, this collects fingerprints, and I'm just not the biggest fan of the world in that. If we open it up, thanks. You get a nice picture of Casper, and under these discs is Christina Ricci. What's cool about this release, well, I think it is the same release that was Universal put out on Blu-ray a long time ago. This comes with a bonus disc that has 2 feature-length films and a lot of cartoons on it. And that's pretty cool. You get a lot of bonus content with this, which makes it something that I would pick up. Also, Casper is a movie. It's just not bad. You would think this is a goofy comedy movie. You would think the CGI is really poor, and the CGI is poor, but it gets away with it because of the cartoony nature of the film. Casper the Friendly Ghost, the Steelbook edition. I believe I recommended this. High recommendation on that one. Now we look at what we got. The Speed Racer collection. This is all of the original run of the Speed Racer cartoon. This was a recommendation by me. It's got every episode. The one thing that I would say this lacks is special features. This has no special features on it whatsoever, but I will say this is the best these cartoons have ever looked. This is the best these cartoons have ever sounded. Definite worthy of an upgrade if you have the DVD portion of this or DVD offering of this. I would say upgrade to Blu-ray in a heartbeat. You should do that if you're only if you're a fan of the show, of course. But this was a recommended upgrade, Speed Racer. Then we get into Shin Godzilla. I think this is a reboot of the Godzilla franchise over in Japan. This is a Funimation release. It looks like a lot of CGI in here. I've never seen this, but I'm excited to give it a whirl. You get both the Blu-ray and the DVD of the film. Obviously, we don't care so much about that. We're going to review and watch that. This is going to have a review on our next video. Follow that up, you get The King of Comedy. If you've seen Joker, this is a Martin Scorsese film that Joker was heavily influenced by, and you can see that even on the cover here with this comedian standing there. There's a lot of influence in this film in Joker. So if you enjoy Joker, you should go back and watch The King of Comedy if you haven't seen it. Again, it's an older Martin Scorsese movie. I have not opened this yet, but I love everything Martin Scorsese does, so I'm excited to watch that. Apartment 143, another Hamilton video pickup. This has been panned by a lot of people. They say it's bad, but I've also had people tell me this is good. I've never seen it. I'm going to give it a view at some point. Apartment 143, it looks like it's in the Paranormal Activity vein, you know, haunted house with spooky things happening and a shaky camera. It seems like it's in that vein, but we'll give it a watch at some point. Taste the Blood of Dracula. You got an old Hammer horror film with Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, the Hammer horror kings. You know, they were the guys for Hammer horror. We reviewed Horror Express earlier, and, you know, Hammer. That was not a Hammer film, but it certainly felt like a little bit of a Hammer film, just because of the cast. But I love Hammer horror. Taste the Blood of Dracula. Anytime I get a chance to add something Hammer horror to my collection, I'm going to do it. And finally, Hellfest. This is an underrated film, horror movie that came out. I don't think it did very well in the box office, but this is a great callback to 80s slasher movies. You get a bunch of teenage main characters that you just cannot wait to see get hacked up by the killer, and you do not get disappointed. Hellfest. That was an easy $5 pickup from Amazon. There's no way I could not pick that. Now we're going to pivot into Steelbook 4K UHD discs. And we're going to start off with Scary Movies to Tell in the Dark. I was not too impressed with this release. I thought it was okay. I thought it could have been done a lot better. I think if they would have done this as an anthology series versus trying to tie it in together with a main story, it would have been a lot better. That's pretty cool. The movie looks good. I would say, is it that big of an upgrade from this to the from the Blu-ray? I don't think so. I think a lot of the colors are helped with the HDR. But again, I think the story suffers just because they tried to tie everything together with a narrative that just didn't fit well for me. I didn't like it. I think it would have been better if this was told in the vein of Tales from the Dark Side, where you have a bunch of different anthology stories. This is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. The artwork on the outside of the steelbook, though, we love that. This is good stuff. I mean, take a look at this artwork. Really, really cool artwork. Gonna look good on a shelf. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Actually, we'll go back there with it so it's not in the way. Steelbook. We also got The Town, Best Buy exclusive. This, we love it. You know why we love it? Matte finish, baby. You're gonna see a little bit of smudge. Not like those freaking glossy ones, though. The matte, it just also, look how slick the matte finish looks. It looks so much better in my opinion. And this artwork on the cover here, this is phenomenal. On the back, both dressed up like cops, Boston PD. And then you look on the inside, you got when they're battling as the nuns. I'm trying to get these discs out. These discs fight with you, especially when they have this little insert here. They fight with you. Important to note on this one, and I said it during the review, but I'll say it again. This comes with the theatrical and the extended edition. The extended cut, which I think is a little bit of a better version of the film, comes only on Blu-ray. You're only getting the theatrical cut in 4K. This is a recommended movie, though. I enjoyed watching it. I think it's one of Ben Affleck's better movies, especially as a director. The Town, 4K UHD Steelbook. And last but not least, we got the Inception Steelbook. This is a glossy finish, another fingerprint collector, but it's got some cool images on the front and on the back. When we pop it open, you get kind of, you get 3 discs with this one because you get a special features Blu-ray disc. You get the film on Blu-ray, you get the film on 4K, and you get a special features Blu-ray disc. But if we pop these discs out so that you can take a peek at this here, pretty cool right there. Overall, I wasn't too impressed with this 4K transfer. I think the Blu-ray is perfectly fine. This was a tough one for me to recommend upgrading. But that being said, if you like steelbooks and you collect steelbooks, it could be worth picking this one up. Now, finally, we're just going to get into the rest of our 4K pickups for the month. We had a lot, man. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 just standard 4K pickups. One's a box set. But we're going to go through each of them, and I'm going to start with what I picked up this week. Actually, it's kind of a hodgepodge. Everything's kind of mixed together. But, you know, I love Blue Underground. I'm a huge Blue Underground fan. Zombie and Maniac were their original, you know, the first movies that they tested on 4K. They both looked great. They sounded great. So, of course, I was going to pick up the New York Ripper, and I was also going to pick up House by the Cemetery. These are both Fulci films. They are different Fulci films, very different, but Fulci films nonetheless. They are both in 4K. I've heard great things about these releases, and if they're anything like Zombie and Maniac, these are going to be easy recommendations. So it's important to note on both these, and I won't pop them open just for the sake of time, but you get both a Blu-ray special features disc, and you get the 4K edition of the film. I actually think New York Ripper comes with the Blu-ray of the film as well, and House by the Cemetery only comes with a Blu-ray special features disc. But either way, 4K versions of these films. Excited to dive into these. Love Blue Underground. They put out only great stuff. A supplement title that we added to the collection. We love adding to our 4K collection. We have Spider-Man Homecoming, so why not pick up Spider-Man Far From Home? I really enjoy what Marvel has done with Spider-Man so far. I think they've done a good job handling the character, and here you get the 4K disc and the Blu-ray. I went and saw this movie in the movie theater, and I thought it was pretty darn enjoyable. Not a lot of special features here, though, as Disney is wont to do. We also got Call of the Wild, the dog film. Harrison Ford and his friend over here. I didn't know much about this film, but I picked it up, and I got a good deal on it, so I picked it up. We haven't watched it yet. Again, you get the Blu-ray, you get the 4K version of the film. Not a lot of special features here to call home. I don't even see them on here. I'm sure they're somewhere. But Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford. I know it's a bad movie, guys. You don't have to tell me, but I have all the other Conjuring Universe movies except for Annabelle Comes Home, so The Nun on 4K. Picked it up. This does not come with a lot of special features either, but you got the 4K disc and the Blu-ray disc. The Nun. I know, it's not a great movie. However, what was a really surprisingly good movie is Ad Astra with Brad Pitt. We picked this one up on 4K UHD. We gave it a watch. I think we gave it an 8.5 out of 10. both the Ultra HD and the Blu-ray. You can't watch this film and not get a 2001 Space Odyssey vibe from it. This film's kind of a journey of a man who is really calm, can remain calm under pressure, a good government agent, and as he learns more, he becomes more independent, but he also becomes more human in the process. There's also some other themes in this movie. I really enjoyed this, but I could see people not enjoying it just because of how complex and convoluted it kind of gets. But Ad Astra with Brad Pitt. We also picked up the 2018 version of Halloween. Again, I wasn't as impressed with this as some people. You get the 4K on the Blu-ray. I don't think it's bad, but I think Halloween H2O is comparable. I swear it is. I know some people think Halloween H2O is a stupid movie, and in some ways it is. But man, there are just some of the scenes with Laurie and Michael in that movie where they're reunited that I just think are done a lot better than this one. It's not to say this is bad. It's not to say this isn't better than the Rob Zombie films, because anything is better than the Rob Zombie films. But we picked up Halloween 4K UHD. If you want to see the review for that, we got that one a couple weeks back. We also picked up Disney's The Lion King in 4K UHD. I have the Blu-ray, but I'm kind of doing a little bit with my Disney collection, even though Disney just this month put out the news that they're not going to be going back to catalog titles anymore and releasing 4Ks of them. Really disappointed in Disney. Really want to let them know how I feel about it, and I think you guys should too. For collectors of physical media, that's a nightmare. It's a big nightmare because the industry tends to follow Disney too, so let's hope that they don't. 4K UHD disc, Blu-ray disc there, Lion King. I think all the special features on this one are special features that were ported back from previous releases. But that's The Lion King on 4K. We also have Midway. This was a movie that really should have been good, could have been good. When you look at this cast, it wasn't that great. It looked good. It sounded good. It sounded really good. If I remember, this is a demo disc for 4K. If you're going to buy this disc for anything, buy it for your sound. And then if you have a 7.1 or an Atmos, you can really play this and blow your friends away. Anyways, this came with a few special features. It's got the 4K and the Blu-ray inside. But Midway, you know, worth a pickup for the sound. And a movie that surprised me with how good it was, Hobbs and Shaw. I actually thought this was going to be really dumb, but it turns out that it was actually really enjoyable. 4K disc, Blu-ray disc, 80 minutes of special features, it says. But the film looked great, and the film sounded great. This, in my opinion, was a really good pickup. If you have the Fast and the Furious movies, this is a no-brainer, but I got this for $9.99 on Amazon, which makes it an even more of a no-brainer. Like, pick this up if you can find it for $9.99 on Amazon. You will not regret that you did. And finally, guys, we have the Batman 4-film 1989 through 1997 collection. We picked this one up. This has all 4 of those films. They're very special to me because Batman 89, I believe, is the first movie that I went to see in the movie theater. I believe that's true. Maybe I'm lying, but it's certainly a memory I have. But you know how sometimes your memories can mess with you? That could be the case. But anyways, you get Batman 89, you get Batman Returns, you get Batman Forever, and you get Batman and Robin all packaged up in one collection. Batman and Robin sucked. Batman and Forever sucked a little less. Batman Returns was good, and Batman, of course, was good. So good to bad in this collection, but each disc has special features. Each disc comes with the digital edition, and each disc comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray. So you really get your money's worth here if you're a fan of these movies. I tend to collect all Batman stuff, so these are easy pickups for me. That's it, guys. That's the month of August. We got a lot there. So we're going to go ahead and pivot back. We got the release calendar video coming up, but that's all we got. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please go ahead and consider subscribing to this channel. We got lots of content that we upload weekly for you guys. Weekly hauls, monthly hauls, release calendar reviews, any news and notes. We're going to be talking about that. We got a lot of really cool stuff coming up that we're going to start talking about on this channel. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe, ding the notification bell, because we could really use your support. Thank you very much. See you guys next time.